up, you guys? It is Meri.
And Amma.
Leave us a like,
Subscribe.
share,
And comment.
down below because y'all, Meri never ceases to just snatch the edges that I have left. Like, there's just no end to the foolishness.
Yes.
And this time, she is
to
going to go ahead and divorce
Cody.
Cody.
This is what she said.
But they say it's for the kids.
Yes.
I think
So
also
she
it's
decides
about
to listen-
60% Cody wants to marry the love of his life.
Of course.
I never knew this season 16, season 17. Because we were still talking about it like she is the first wife. She's legally married to him.
I know.
Whole time, season 8, she actually had divorced this man.
Yes.
For the sake of Robin. I don't think I would have had the cojones to do that. My spine is too strong.
I don't care. Cody's like, oh, she came to this decision herself.
I don't think
Robin
so.
told
She pulled
me-
it out of thin air.
Please, no.
Really?
No, I'm going to tell you. Robin said that Cody has always said that he wanted to adopt the kids. So Cody said that to you, Robin. Either one or two things happened. Robin told Meri. Robin has been telling Meri all the time, Cody is so sweet and selfless. He wants to adopt those kids.
You know what?
But I just don't see a path how he can adopt the kids because, as you know, I am a spiritual wife. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing, I don't know if the father will sign off. And then Cody has, because he uses Meri as his listener for all of his foolishness. And he manipulates her. And I can see Cody going and saying, you know what keeps me up at nightmare? That one day something will happen with those kids and we will have had them for all these decades. And I know that you're very close to Brianna, Robin's daughter. And what will hurt me if something happens to Robin? We have no say, Mare. We have no say. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I don't see a way out of this. I just don't see a way out of this. What are we going to do? He's trying to tell her, because I mean, I'm married to you. I'm not married to Robin. They're not going to give Robin, by the law, she's a single mom. They're not going to give her custody for, a boyfriend, because that's what they consider me, to adopt the kids. You know what I'm saying, Mer?
But you know what
I know they manipulated her. Meri didn't come up about this on her own as they are trying to tell all of us this wonderful gift she pulled out of the sky. No.
She did not.
No.
It took months and months of pressure because I do not see Meri giving
Probably
up.
a year.
I don't see Meri giving that up because the thing
That's
is,
all she has.
That's all she has. That's all she has. That's the only thing she can hang on to.
Yeah.
She has been through all these marriages. She's been stressed. She has no kids. The only thing that she can say that she has, like, as a power play is that I am the wife that's legally married to this man. That's all she has.
She knows all about his finances. Her name is on everything.
If he dies, she has to handle all that.
All of that.
And now she has
and I
to
don't think he wants that far. He doesn't want to give her that power. He does not like. Cody doesn't like her.
Not even as a person.
He may love her as a human being, as he loves probably me or you as a human being, and he don't know us, as he loves the world as human beings. But he don't like this woman.
No.
He don't love her intimately, And I mean, the last thing he wants is when he dies for Meri to have that much power. He wants to make sure Robin is okay. That's why Robin is the one who has the business. They probably have CEO on her name. That's why he wants to make sure all his business and stuff she is privy to, and not the other wives.
I think,
and certainly not Meri.
Yeah, the whole thing is just horrible.
It's horrible.
It's really horrible. I just cannot believe she actually willingly divorced that man. No. And when I see the kids that they're happy and stuff like that, my thing is, Dayton is what, 15?
Yeah.
3 more years he could make his own decision.
I know.
Those kids will be fine. Yeah. Like, when they get 18, they can say, I want to change my name over to Brown or whatever. I want to have legal rights. Really, this was not necessary. No, nobody in that family is sick. Nobody has cancer. No. Nobody has that stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just felt like it was so unnecessary. And I just felt like, Meri, I know you probably don't feel manipulated into it, but I feel like to some extent
you were.
you just have you can't see it. It's really hard for people to see stuff when they're in it.
Yeah.
But like even for myself, like when I was in certain situations, I could never see how toxic it was until I got out of it, and then I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We never see when we're in it. So she goes to the attorney and she's like, I want to get a legal divorce from Cody so that his other wife, and he can marry his other wife so that he could adopt her kids. And then she goes. I think Meri really felt like she's going to get close to Cody. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you were sealing your fate for that relationship.
I'm sacrificing all of this stuff for you, Cody. So she goes and she tells, who does she tell first? Wasn't it? She calls both of them. So they're both there. And she says, I went to see a divorce attorney. And you know something?
Robin was so fake. She was like,
yeah.
Wow.
But guess what? When she first said so, there's a pause that you see them looking at her intently. It wasn't a look of disbelief. It wasn't a look of, oh my God, Meri, what's going on? It wasn't that. If this was something that they had no idea about, and she goes and she says, I went to a divorce attorney. If I were like, divorce attorney for what? What is going on? I thought we were good, right?
Yeah.
That will be my reaction. For Robin, it will be like, oh my God, what's going on?
Is there something going on that I need to know about? Or are you guys like not? They knew.
That's why when she first said it, they were waiting to see what else she said. Did she go through with it and whatever? Is she going to go through with it? And once they realized that's what she meant,
they even talked about
then that's when Cody started putting on a show. I just want to make sure that you're not divorcing me. I just want to make sure. Cody, I didn't buy
You're not fooling nobody.
You're not fooling anybody. Because that's what you would have said from the get-go. But when you knew, so we're good. You and I, we're still going to be married. We're still going to be married.
I'm sure they talked about it before she even went to did it on TV.
Of course they did. This is something that you guys have manipulated her into. And then here comes Robin walking up to her. No tears. All I can say is thanks. I can't. I cannot.
I was so shocked.
I can't.
I just could not believe this lady was going to go ahead and divorce Cody.
Yes.
That's all you have to hang on to.
And then the day of, she wants Robin to be there with her. Because Meri she wants them to see the sacrifice that I'm making for Robin. Okay, Cody, I'm finally acquiescing. I am giving my trump card to the woman you want me to give my trump card to. So I am expecting you all. I think in her mind she thought now she had some power with them. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because now they owe her.
You are the flaky who decided to give up your marriage license.
They go to the
kids would have been fine, bro. I would not have done it. I'm sorry. No.
They go to the attorney's place. Meri is bawling when it came for time for her to sign.
You forgot. She was dizzy.
Oh yeah,
she was dizzy. The day that she had to go and sign the divorce paper, she said she had a massive headache and she was feeling dizzy. Yes. But this man is so jovial. You know what it reminded me of? When you were going through your separation and that man, he was so happy to believe it. I'm the kid's family. You're my first family.
Yes,
you're my first family.
Lord, you all, if you all want to hear my story, the second time I divorced my husband, you guys put it down below.
Oh my God, it was I was in college. It was quite traumatizing at first, but it got funny later on down the line. After we're like years removed from it.
Yes. Oh my Lord. Anyway, let us go down the comments.
But he was so jovial. He was so happy. He was like making jokes with her.
Yeah, and then when she
said, "Oh, you okay? You want me to help you down the steps?"
Yes. But he never said, we can put this off.
No.
We don't have to do that. Oh,
hell no. We cannot do it for divorce today.
I don't care if I got to
today.
carry your tail down there and Faye and Robin can fan you as we
This was the happiest time I ever saw him with Meri. This was the happiest time. Honest to God, this was the happiest time.
And then when she started to cry at the attorney's office,
he looked attached. He's like,
even the woman who brought the papers was holding her back like this. And that's when Robin reaches over.
It's like
over Cody, holding her. Full of BS.
Meri is turning away because she knows she can't be vulnerable with these people.
Cody sits like this for a while. When the woman kept on patting Meri, that's when he was like, and then put his hand right down. And then after they finish signing, the attorney says, "Hard life." And then
hard life.
That's what the attorney says.
What? Well,
hard
you know.
Life. And then this is what Robin was like. This is what we go through, and because you will never know how special. This is special. I don't even understand what sentence she was making, what she was trying to say. She was full of air. Lord. So anyhow, when they left the attorney, here come Cody for the first time, holding Meri like this. And she leaned over smiling. Whatever crumb that man gives you, you just grab it and you put it in your mouth, Meri. So he decided to take her for lunch to some place so that, because she's gone through so much. I think, oh my Lord.
The show that this man put on was so elaborate.
Oh my goodness.
That just give it up, Cody. We can all see through it. And that even in the later...
remember when he talked about, because he asked the attorney, when can they get married? And the attorney says,
the next day.
As soon as this goes through, you can get married the next day. And so when later on Meri found out, right, that the divorce had been finalized.
Well, that's not this episode, though.
It's not this episode. Is it season 9?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Oh, wait.
I don't think so.
Oh, wait.
I think it is this episode. Well, if it's not this episode, we will cut it from another episode. However, the divorce gets finalized.
No. They didn't tell him this episode.
It's season 9?
Yeah.
When it's finalized?
Yeah.
Okay, alright then.
But yeah, season 8 episode, we're on season 8 episode 7. But yes, they basically, before she even got the divorce, she actually sat down with the wives and told them that I have actually gotten divorced. I don't know, did she consult with them first? No, she didn't. I think she just went ahead and got the divorce. Yes. And then she told them after.
Yes. It was after.
No. She told them beforehand because she said because Christine was like, "Oh, when is this happening?"
Oh yes.
And she said, "Oh, tomorrow." But the wives, she told Cody and Robin, and then she went ahead and decided to tell the other wives.
Right.
Janelle looked there stunned, said nothing. Chris said, "What?"
And she
my God,
Meri,
you're so selfless.
Oh, Meri.
She really wanted to say, I could never do that shit. That's what she really wanted to say.
Oh, Meri.
Like, she was really crying.
To just be fake.
No, because I don't think she was being fake. I think Christine was genuinely shocked and she was crying like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe Meri's actually doing this, and I cannot believe these people have manipulated her into doing this."
Yes,
but this is on camera, so I have to act like this is tears of joy. I honestly think Christine was being genuine because Christine was really she looked shocked. Janelle, like I don't think they actually ever knew. I don't think Christine knew about this, and I don't think Janelle knew.
But
I think they kept it between the three.
Janelle was looking at Christine like,
"You cannot be serious,
woman. Are you putting on a show now?" Like Janelle was like this.
Janelle said nothing. That girl, I don't even think she blinked. I don't even think she
looked
blinked.
over. This is where Christine is. This is Janelle. And Robin, did you see how strategically Robin sat?
She sat way over there so she could see their reaction.
Because she wanted to see their reaction.
There's something about Robin I don't like, and I'm sorry, y'all. This is not a hate Robin show. Wallahi, it's not. But I just think she's very strategic and manipulative. Like the thing is, she wasted no time. She married Cody. She made sure she got married legally. She made sure her babies were taken care of. They got adopted. She also made sure she had her business. Then she got her home written in her name. And she wasted not 1 millisecond of time. I bet you those 9 years she was suffering, she was writing down her life plan. She was writing it down, honey, on a paper. I would not be surprised if she had about 10 or 20 notebooks about how to make sure
she's checking off each one.
Each one.
Check.
Homeowner. She went from living in a trailer with no cribs to having a home, having a man take care of her, to having a business, to being legally married, to having her kids adopted. This is some serious rags to riches shit.
And legally married.
Listen, I know y'all think that we don't like Robin. I just, sometimes I don't like how she be acting.
Funny,
she is
but
cunning.
I'm telling you, as women, we can learn a lot from Robin. I ain't lying.
Yeah, it's a lot you can learn from Robin because she
learn
really,
a lot from Robin.
She went from a single mother of 3 kids.
That's some gangster shit.
That's some serious gangster shit. Like, she went from being a single mother of 3 kids to having sister wives, a man taking care of her,
and a nanny.
Having a business. And then also having her kids adopted.
And then she's the CEO. I bet on the books, she's the CEO of that business.
I cannot, we have got.
I will be fine.
We have. She was suffering 9 years.
I will be fine.
Yes.
I'm never going to suffer again.
And now she has legal control if this man dies.
And she said so. Oh, they can trust me because I will. I mean, if he dies, I am going to be in charge.
Even when Meri was talking about
everything fairly.
Even when Meri was talking about the whole thing about the whole sister about was it getting divorced or whatever, some of that, she's like, now it looks like, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen because now Cody, if he dies, it's going to be left up into the hands of somebody else. She said, well, that's what I'm here for, as she happily skipped her blonde ass out the door. Yes. I was like, what? Like, I think, and then she said she really did not say nothing much about the adoption when they came that day to actually go to get the divorce. Yes, it wasn't about adoption. She was in the confessional, like, now when this whole thing happens, it's a serious thing. I am in charge of
It's a big responsibility. I'm in charge of his estate. She did not mention adoption.
Was it not about your kids?
She did not mention adoption. No. And I know some of the sister wives, they have reason to suspect me, but they can trust me. All she could see were the dollar signs and his estate.
Well, I do think that it was also the kids were also a part of it. But I do think that had to do like a big chunk of it as well. I think it was like maybe 60-40. Yeah. That's just how I feel.
Cody wanted, from the time he had Robin, he has been thinking of a way. How can I get legally married to Robin instead of Meri?
She has kids.
And
that's
Robin,
how we're going to do this
I bet, is the one who came up with the idea. Well,
because the thing is, we've been watching this show for about 8 seasons now. Not once have I heard Cody said, I wish I could adopt these kids on camera. No. I've never heard Robin say that I wish Cody could adopt these kids on camera. Y'all bring this up one time on camera, and it's the time that Meri decides to get divorced.
Yes.
I know this stuff has been brewing and stirring. Because the thing is, Dayton is almost grown. He really don't need it.
I'm sorry. Do you see how Robin finessed to have a nanny and not have to ask the sister wives for help? Do you see how she finessed that?
She doesn't want to have to be dependent on anybody. I don't want to be dependent on nobody.
Cody, guess what? I cannot have a baby. And the reason why, Cody, because I'm doing so much. I'm very overwhelmed with my sister wives closet, as though you're the only one in it. And I can have another baby if I don't get help.
So basically blackmail this man.
The same thing with Cody, I mean, I don't know what you're going to do, but those kids need to be Browns. They need to be Browns. And I know you're legally married to Meri, and I don't know if she will ever agree to me marrying you instead so my kids can be adopted. Because Cody, if I die, I worry about that, Cody. That's why I don't want to have a baby with you right now. Because I worry about the other 3 kids. Cody, I worry about the other 3 kids. Okay? They need to be Browns.
We're going to get married to get us divorced.
They need to be Browns.
We're going to make it happen, baby. Don't worry.
You may have to talk to Meri.
I've already told her. I've already been planting the seed.
Okay.
Don't worry, your little heart.
We'll have a baby.
We'll be divorced within 2 months.
I mean,
this is some serious stuff, man. We cannot be the only ones seeing this, y'all.
You all get in them comments.
Please do.
No. What you think?
Do you think this lady has been plotting and planning her whole life?
Mastermind extraordinaire?
Well, I think all women, we need to have we have to be a little bit cunning so that we can be set up for life and not have to worry about anything.
This woman
has been struggling with this man for 9 years, this struggle bandit. Yeah. And she has finally found the man of her life. And she made sure she got her ducks in a row. She hit every single one. I'm not going to do the adoption and the marriage yet because I need to be here first. Yes, let me solidify this marriage. Let me get pregnant. Yes. Next thing you know, let me have a business so that I am good. Next thing you know, we have to get divorced so that we can get married. Yes. Next thing you know, we have to go and get the kids adopted. She did not waste time. Didn't waste time.
That was her fight.
She suffered and she was in hell for 9 years, y'all. And in 5 years, she got everything she wanted.
Every time that man will leave the house, she'd look at him saying, man, I'm about to leave your ass. And it is time because I don't have much time on my plate. I got 5 years to make this work because I'm still going to be looking young and fine and fertile.
The first thing she did was get pregnant. It wasn't long.
You young women better learn from Robin. It is not a game. I ain't playing no games.
That's why you have to evaluate the man. You have to evaluate him. And the thing is, she didn't do a quick courtship. She courted that man for a year.
Yes.
A year to make sure this is going to be the right one. The right one.
And then getting to learn about the other wives and all that. Getting to know who they are and seeing how she needs to position herself in what time frame.
Because she was trying to make herself all small. Remember when she was bioing all the wives in the beginning? And she was building them all and all this stuff. Now her mouth is like this.
Yes. Talking over. I know Meri sometimes looking, she thinking, I have been bamboozled. I have been led astray.
Oh my God, y'all. Please comment down below.
Let us know. Are we seeing too much in it?
I don't think so.
Or was Meri
bamboozled,
hoodwinked,
and bamboozled? But it's Meri.
And
you guys get a like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below.